Gotta say, all you're giving me is fiction. I'm sorry, still doing it.
You're listening to the Daily Doans on WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish.
All right, well, now we're up and running here. 6:07 here, the Daily Doans on WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. David Owens, Chris Daly, here to wrap up a nice Monday afternoon. It's been a great Monday. One more week until spring break, so we're here the next 2 days, and then that's about it.
There we go. I'm excited, but yeah, we got Tuesday, Wednesday. I think I have classes all the way through Thursday. I don't have a class Friday, which is super sweet. And then, yeah, I'm going home back to NJ. I know you're probably going to what, Fort Lauderdale here?
Yeah, a little Florida
Oh,
action.
boy.
It's going to be good. Nice.
Yeah, gonna come back all tan.
It's going to be good beach weather, finally.
Yeah.
It's been cold up here, man.
Some good stuff, man. You're gonna have a good time.
Chris, it's been a minute. I've been at the lake. I've had my own things, and I haven't seen you in a minute, so I just want to say hi.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Just enjoying my Monday, enjoying my weekend. It was a great weekend for Irish athletics, which we were going to dig into. A whole lot of stuff happened. And I just have one bone to pick.
Sure.
Because, yeah, I have a lot of bone to pick. But here's one. And I love that Notre Dame hockey highlighted all of the seniors. So did basketball this weekend. Even student managers, Tyler Reedy, our friend over there for 5 for the Fighting Irish. He was honored as a broadcaster, too, which is really cool to see. Tyler, yes, that guy. Now, here's the thing. Tyler, I love that he's honored, and he deserves every single bit of it. But in fact, he deserves more than the players at times because he puts in blood, sweat, and tears, you know, and he does something so unique.
He gets his hands dirty.
Yeah. He walks around in his parka like he's an athlete up here. He's trying to hotshot me with that parka on. Am I jealous? Yeah, that's actually my bone to pick. I'm jealous of him and everybody else who wears a parka on this campus with the Notre Dame athlete logo on it, or the Notre Dame athletics logo, should I say. Gosh, I would love a parka, Dones. I really would, and I want one. It's really cold sometimes. To have that, it's just tough. It looks real cozy as well. There's a reason why they don't take it off. And, you know, man, I go to bed at night and I pray one day I'll get my hands on a parka.
I'm the exact same way. I see the athletes walk in to the class and like it's like what 80 degrees inside a classroom. Yeah. They're just full jacket, ready to show off. Hey, look at that! I got a little gold logo right here.
Facts. They don't even need to because they got the book bags already. The book bags indicate that you're an athlete. That does say enough. And then you get the parka, and then Tyler gets the parka, and I'm just like, wow, I want a parka. Tough. One day I'll get one.
I don't know. I think I can say this. I work for athletics, for graphic design.
Yeah.
No parka still. We're the ones that actually make the parkas and just earn my stripes, I guess.
Wow, that is pretty crazy. How's that going? Have you started that? Like,
great.
In the hours?
Really, really been fun.
Good.
I've been able to go to the basketball operations meetings. Been able to work on the scoreboard for baseball. Nice. It's a whole different like venue from everything we do up here in broadcasting. So it's actually like working on the design as well as the promotion. So a little marketing action. But still no parka. It's literally, I see it sitting there. It's all folded up, nice and neat in the back room.
I would just grab one, don't.
I might just take it and run. I mean, I don't need.
You got to be careful, but I would.
Yeah, we'll be close. All right, well, A lot of Parka's got some action in terms of athletes. We are wrapping up the winter semester here for sports. Got basketball coming to a close, men's and women's, as well as hockey had a huge overtime win against Penn State. Chris, what sport do you want to start with?
Let's start with hockey because I was at that game. The environment was electric. The night before that, they had a 3-0 lead. They folded. It became a 3-3 game, went to overtime. Nobody scored, goes, to penalties. And then in penalties, Penn State took the win. It goes down as a tie, technically. This is the number 5 team of the country, Penn State, who have the number 1 player in the country, the number 1 draft pick, most likely, Gavin McKenna, on their team. Now, McKenna's had a lot of controversy because he got into a fight outside a bar. Somebody was talking about his mom. Obviously, somebody was talking about his mom. So anyway, some punches were exchanged. The guy pretty much nearly died. I mean, Gavin McKenna beat the living heck out of the guy. He gets arrested, gets a mugshot, spends a few nights in jails, gets bailed out, comes back to college hockey. He had a bit of a suspension, and he's been ripping it up. Against Notre Dame, the student section was chirping him. Every time he hit the ice, Notre Dame laid down the heavy metal on him. They were hitting him pretty hard. It was a lot of fun to watch. And the Irish somehow, some way, pulled out a win in overtime. And what I really loved about it was that before the game, it was senior night. So they played the national anthems of every single senior. So it was United States, Canada, and Sweden. Those are the countries of the seniors.
Love that.
Axel Kumlin, who's a defenseman on this Irish team, is Swedish. So you can see he's getting kind of emotional as he hears, the music being played. And then in overtime, as a senior, he scores the game-winning goal. Pretty special for him. And the Irish won 4-3. To be at Compton, it is such a small, intimate environment. The band is playing. I'll tell you what, David, there was this one band girl that was gorgeous. I fell in love. I was talking to my buddy. I was like, I got to go talk to her. But then the Irish won, and I was celebrating, and I totally forgot. And I look over, and she left. So, anyways, maybe one day next year I'll meet my wife at one of these games too. But she better be ready for that. Most importantly, that's good timing there. Most importantly, Axel Kumlin and the Irish win.
That's huge, especially considering this team's record. Because, I mean, if you've kept up with Notre Dame hockey at all, it's obviously been a big momentum where it's just been a huge fall off, especially from the past couple seasons. They're going to end after these next 2 games. Right now, they have a 7-22-5 record. At home, they have 6 of their 7 wins. So it's pretty solid overall. But you got to find, it was nice to see.
Well, Brock Sheehan's in his first year. Listen, I think Notre Dame it's almost like a diamond in the rough, which is weird to say because it's Notre Dame, and this is a team that's made the Frozen Four in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I remember growing up as a kid, Notre Dame hockey was legit. Even a few years ago, they were a top 25 team. Jeff Jackson was a terrific head coach. That's the reason why he got to 600 wins last year he barely got to 600 wins, but he did. The one good thing is everybody does make the Big Ten tournament, and now you're riding high off of these wins against Penn State, or the tie in the win, should I say. You're going to play Ohio State. If you pick up a win there, you're going to have a lot of momentum heading into the tournament to maybe produce an upset or two. And they got the talent to do it. It's really just about, being a bit sharper defensively because they got goal scorers. They got a great goaltender in Nicholas Kempf. I'm really curious to see, how they do the rest of the way here.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting, especially because, like I was saying, when they only have 1 win on the road. Now you go into Ohio State, you have a lot of momentum, especially that was a huge win. Senior night, you needed that.
Ginormous.
Right. So they ended with a win and a tie against the Nittany Lions. Now you go to the Buckeyes. Value City Arena this Thursday and Friday, both at 6:30. That you need to win at least one of those if you want to have any chance at the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, it's
as simple as that.
It is, but every team does get into the Big Ten tournament, which is the one thing to note. But
it's good,
yeah. To get the momentum, I totally agree.
Get going. I mean, you're obviously in the pack, but it's the same thing as the Olympics. Like you get in, you got to do something.
I agree with you. And if Notre Dame just invested a few $1 million here into NIL for hockey, because I look at the other schools around college hockey, there's no reason why Notre Dame shouldn't be able to compete. You got the Barn, you got Compton, and listen, there are a couple of nicer arenas perhaps around the country, but Compton's a darn nice arena for college hockey. It's got a great environment every single game. The South Bend townies show up and the students show up. I mean, the students love going to Notre Dame hockey games no matter how terrible they are. The same cannot be said for basketball. I just think, though, now that you can get the Canadian junior players into college hockey with the new rule in the NCAA that was initiated at the start of this year, this is a team that can really grow and expand in college hockey. Pete Pavakwa, should roll out the red carpet for Brock Sheehan to spend a little bit, splash the cash, get a few great Canadians into the program, inject that juice into the program, and Notre Dame could be a top 25 team again in no time.
They're starting to maybe turn it around because you always have a lull, especially in hockey. There's just times when your team falls off. You're never always at the top, especially in college. You have got a lot of guys rotating through. I know one guy, Pano Femis, I think he's like a 20-year-old freshman. So you just have people coming in and out with the.
Well, that's hockey too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
just how it
hockey is a weird sport in the sense of juniors, but this is a team that 4 years ago was a 28-win team. They've always been before that, a decent team, maybe 500, a little bit below, a little bit above. Even 7 years ago, they had 24 wins and went to the NCAA regionals. So curious to see what they do in terms of investing in this sport. Now, another sport that a lot of people want investment in, David, and I'm sure you do as well, is men's and women's basketball, but predominantly men's because women's have been amazing throughout their entire history. Of course, with Muffet McGraw and the Ivy has continued that trend back to back to back Sweet 16s. Now it's about getting over that hump. But for the men's side, David, do you think that's an issue there where they just need to inject some more money into the program, or is it more of a coaching talent issue?
I think, especially in terms of retention, you want to put some money in there. You want guys to be able to stay. Hey, here's your NIL. We want you here. And you also want some other guys to support because we've had a bad issue of having a very strong one or two. Like you've always had Cormac Ryan. We'll maybe talk about him later.
Yeah.
You had a little bit of Jalen Harrelson.
You're giving away, giving away your Mount Rushmore.
Hey,
talk about.
Let's not give them too much yet. But
we won't.
We'll tease. We're going to do a thing later. But right now, you've always had one or two guys. Right now, it's Burton and Harrelson. You've never had a really deep support system. It's been great that Cole Serta has really come into his own and played well. He was never expected to do that. So unless you have miracle guys where just they flip it around and turn on some switch and they're like, hey, I'm here. It's just going to be a very top-heavy team, and that just doesn't work, especially at the level Notre Dame's playing at with ACC play. You have to face Duke. You have to face UNC. You need more than 3 or 4 guys that can go out there and get it done because we saw with this year, you had 3 of your starters get hurt. What you got left?
Yeah, I think men's basketball has been unlucky this year.
It's been unlucky, yeah.
And Burton. Because Burton, people forget how good he is. I mean, he's a guy who was up there with Cooper Flagg in terms of ACC scoring last year. Cooper Flagg, the same guy who's dropping 30 a night in the NBA, is maybe Rookie of the Year. Concanipple is also maybe Rookie of the Year. That's a great Rookie of the Year race. Marcus Burton would have been one of the best players in college basketball.
I think he would have been a lottery pick either this year or next.
He's too old to be a lottery pick, in my opinion. There's a reason why he stayed. It's because he's a little small, he's undersized. But I agree, would have been an NBA player.
Yeah, he's got the caliber.
He would have been a first-round pick.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, you said, it's bad luck. It is some not having enough support where you have to play guys like Marcus Burton a full, 40 minutes?
Pretty much.
Yeah, almost. It's bad luck combined with not setting yourself up for success. If they want to set themselves up for success, you have a couple pieces remaining where you don't have to throw away this program entirely. You can keep this team retained with really, really good talent and a lot of expertise in terms. I know people hate Shrews. Shrews is a very likable coach in terms of with the players. The players love to play for him. I think I can say this. In the basketball ops meeting, they're planning on doing some little
No, I'm joking.
We're doing some little thing where they want to talk about how much the players really love Shrews because he's gotten so much fire this season.
Yeah.
It's just.
And Shrews is also a guy people forget. He worked with Jaylen Brown at the Celtics. Brad Stevens, he was the right-hand man to throughout Brad Stevens' run in college basketball and the NBA. Now Brad's son is a player on this Notre Dame team. So really interesting stuff. And I do agree. Shrews is a nice guy. He's a good-hearted man. But people want results. He will get another year. This win this past weekend was huge.
Yep.
I mean, to take down is NC State correct? I was on the call for that game. I was making sure
Right, the
I was correct.
overtime win?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
What a game that was.
It was huge. Do you want to go right into that?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
might as well. Notre Dame had a huge 96-90 overtime victory against the Wolfpack from down south, a team that beat UNC earlier this year. The Fighting Irish said, hey, it's our time. Let's senior night. Let's make something happen. And they did. It was huge. Jalen Harrelson finally back. Had a little,
he's so explosive,
had a little bit of a good game, I'd say. Yeah.
He was so explosive. When he got on the court, you could tell who the best player on the court was. His first step is just so much quicker than everyone else's, David. He's an exciting guy to watch, and I just wish we could see him with Burton. But hey, Harrelson's great. And then I also love the performance from Cole Serta. He had a bit of a cold stretch in the third quarter. He wasn't really shooting well in the second half, the start of it. And then in the fourth quarter, he took over once again. Cole Serta got the job done, hit a couple of clutch threes to seal the deal for the Irish. And yeah, I thought it was an all-around performance from this Notre Dame team to hang tight with an NC State team that is fourth in the ACC, for crying out loud. This is a good, well-coached team. Will Wade is a guy who's consistently an NCAA tournament coach at LSU, at McNeese, even in his days at VCU, and now here at NC State in his first year. So to get a win over Will Wade and the Wolfpack, oh man, that's got to feel nice for Shrewsbury and company.
Especially when it was a pretty even game. NC State had 4 guys in double-digit scoring. On the other side, Notre Dame was a little more one-sided.
Well, they averaged 4 guys in double-digit scoring. This is a good team.
It's a very good team. It's a sound team. And this is what Notre Dame could use, a little bit more depth. They have 4 guys that can score. Notre Dame, not lucky, but they got graced by a Serta 30 bomb, Harrelson 25-point bomb. Finally, guys coming back and really ready to prove themselves, especially Harrelson, who missed so much time with that little middle school injury. You know he was ready to make his comeback, and he made it perfectly.
They could squeak into the ACC tournament as a 15-14 seed.
That'd be huge.
We'll see.
Very, very huge. So Notre Dame has 1 more game. Or no, 2 more games, excuse me, on their roster. You got Stanford this week, 2 days on Wednesday. Face pretty solid Stanford team, I'd say. This is a team that was kind of a sneaker earlier in the season. I mean, that we were kind of worried. Is like
a beatable team, though.
It is. They beat them last time.
Stanford 7-9. Yeah, they're 7-9 in the ACC. They also got annihilated by Duke just a few weeks ago. This is a Stanford team that's been very much up and down. They did beat Pitt, who Notre Dame lost to. They did just beat SMU by 20, so they have the capability to win games and score a lot. But on Notre Dame's top day, they can certainly compete with Stanford. They just need to keep raising the intensity here, and I'm sure they will because they are hungry right now for some crucial wins late in the stretch.
Yeah, speaking of crucial wins, you need to win this last game. Boston College at home. They're currently 9-7 at home. Only 1-9 in the road. So they're a very one-sided team in Chestnut Hill. That's a huge game you got to come off of because if you can get those next 2 games against 2 pretty beatable teams, you got Stanford and then you got the Eagles, and then you could be rolling into ACC play, which we really didn't think was a possibility after that Duke game.
No, I would be shocked if they make it, but I won't complain at all. This is a Notre Dame men's basketball team that is resilient, and you got to appreciate that as a supporter. I mean, it's the most attractive quality in a team, besides being talented, of course.
You want to talk about another talented team?
Let's do it.
Let's go to women's basketball. Another huge, huge win against Louisville, 65-62. Hannah Hidalgo probably proves she's the best player in the country. Would you disagree?
I think she did because she's such a two-way player as well. And at the very end of the game, Louisville had the ball with the chance to tie the game, dribbling it up the court, and Hidalgo just picked off the point guard, stole it, and then from there it was Notre Dame's game, and they won it. Hidalgo was in my class as well at 9:30 this morning. That game happened last night, so she's a student athlete, Hannah Hidalgo. But yeah, that was a real fun game to watch. Notre Dame was up by 12. Eventually, it was a tie ball game at a point in the late in the second half there, and Notre Dame found a way to pull through against a Louisville team who, beat Notre Dame earlier in the season.
By the numbers, Hidalgo had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 5 steals. And this is a player who also had 5 turnovers. She can have those type of turnovers and still have a pretty phenomenal night the way she just, commands the floor. This is her team, and she's really proving it right now. I know Marcus Freeman just went on a little tangent trying to get Hidalgo up to the top ranks in some of these awards. He said she's a dog. She's the best player in the country right now, and I am not against it whatsoever.
Yeah, I really think she should be player of the year in college basketball, but we'll see what happens. I mean, there's a few others around the country that I think could go for that award. But listen, I don't watch enough around the country to really make an educated comment on it.
Well, the women's basketball team went on a 5-game win streak at the end of the regular season. They now sit 20-9 heading into ACC play. They first face Stanford, Miami, the winner of that game, at 1:30 March 5th. So again on Thursday, excuse me, down in Duluth, Georgia. A little home time action for me.
Hey, there we go.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think the women can make a run.
Oh, I think they definitely can. And they're also getting production out of some other players at the right time. I think Sanchez has really stepped up as of late. You look around the team, Malaya Coles has been doing well. So the people that you need, the role players that you need to perform are starting to find their groove here. And they also do let Hidalgo be the star. And you have to let her be the star because she is far and away the best player on the team. And yeah, I mean, I was looking at a UConn Sarah Strong, who I have seen the headlines about, is also in the running. But with the fact that Hidalgo is probably the best pure scorer in the country and, I mean, probably the best defender in the country, I'd be shocked if she doesn't win Player of the Year.
No, I would be pretty appalled if she got even like cut from that whatsoever.
Yeah.
It is kind of a trend with women's basketball, though, that you see a lot more teams that are run by one player. That's just how it goes on that side of the floor. It's not like men's basketball where it's not a bad thing whatsoever. You just have one dominant player against another dominant player, and then everyone else is just there to support, help put up the rest of the points.
Yeah.
We'll see. But Hidalgo's got a really good shot, not just at Player of the Year. I think they got a shot to make a deep run, not maybe in the ACC tournament, maybe even farther.
Yeah, I think so too. I know they'll make, well, oh gosh, it's tough. It is tough because they had such a bad stretch this season, but I do think they can make a deep run. And if they make a deep run, they're going into the tournament and they're going to go into the tournament with a hot hand. Maybe they make the Sweet 16 again. I think they'll make the Sweet 16.
The way this season
they can win
went,
2 games.
That's not a horrible thing. I'm going to be honest.
No, it's not. It just feels like it's stagnant, though, because they keep getting bounced every year in the Sweet 16. So we'll see. Hannah Hidalgo only going to get better as these games roll along, too, and her superstar powers show even more throughout all 40 minutes of the games. But, hey, I'm excited to see what happens, Don'ts.
Well, we got the wrap-up of winter sports. We got men's basketball closing out with 2 more games. 2 more games, a doubleheader this week for hockey at Ohio State. And then the women are just getting straight into it. We got tournament play coming up.
Oh.
So that was great. Winter recap. It's been a decent winter. A lot of things to improve. But it's good, especially for my first year here. You got the lay of the land. How can we get better? It's only up from here for a lot of teams.
For me, it was down this year because I think men's basketball was better last year.
Right.
Women's basketball was certainly better last year. They were number 1 for quite a while. They had a tragic end to that season. They should have won the national championship last year. You have Olivia Miles, Sony Citron, who's a bucket in the WNBA. You have Leah Tu King, who grabbed every single rebound under the sun. And then you got, of course, Hannah Hidalgo with Olivia Miles. Just those two kind of clashed towards the end of the season. But, hey, I'm excited for next year. I need next winter sports season, but I'm hyped for the spring. See what happens. Baseball returns home this Tuesday against Eastern Michigan, so that should be a fun game to watch. Softball is going to be coming back to town during spring break and after spring break. So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here.
I'm excited for some more outside sports. I've been missing that
big time.
I like being in an arena.
It is cold though.
Yeah,
it's still cold.
We're getting back
warmer. Post spring break should be warmer in South Bend.
Awesome, love it. That's sweet. Well, should we get a break?
Let's go to break. I need some water, and then when we're back, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, just get a little routine, I guess. We're going to be back in about 90 seconds or so. Daily Doans returns.
Countdown.
But we got some really good stuff coming. We got a little surprise, special mountain, you may call it.
Whoa.
Got a mountain of tasks to get through.
I love to hike, so I'm going to hop on board.
We're going to keep climbing with you here on the Daily Doans, WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Don't go anywhere.
The happy not magic make me for real.
You're listening to WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Tune into the Daily Doans every Monday and Thursday at 6, All the best sports content, all in one place.
Hey Irish, if you want to hear the news from campus this week, watch some exciting segments, or learn about this coming weekend's campus events, make sure to tune in to ND Sunrise, which airs every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on the NDTV YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, join us at Shamrock Sports after sunrise at 3:30 for everything you need to know about Notre Dame athletics. That's 3:30 right here on NDTV every week.
Catch up on all the news around Notre Dame hockey with the voice of the Irish. Tyler Reedy joins Jack Rinaldi and Ryan Murphy every Monday from 6 to 7, only on WVFI.
You're listening to the Daily Dowens on WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish.
Yeah. Daily Dowens coming back at you, 6:32 here on a Monday afternoon. David Owens, Chris Daly here, back on WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. We return with a new thing. We're going to try something new. We did draft last week. Went very well, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a fun time, Downs. I'm excited, though, for this little thing that you were hinting at earlier.
It's going to be good. I've seen it happen before, little Instagram reel action, but It's not completely copyrighted. We're going to go with the Mount Rushmore series. Something new. I don't have a sound for it yet. We got to think of a sound. If you got any Mount Rushmore sounds?
I'm thinking of just wind or snow as you're climbing up Mount Everest and the snow falls off and you die. No, that's terrible. But listen, I don't have any.
What?
Wait, you never watch Mount Everest movies?
Yeah, this is Mount Rushmore.
Oh, shoot. Why was I thinking Mount Everest?
I'm so confused, Dale.
I'm confused too, man.
All right.
I for some reason just heard Mount, and I was thinking of Mount Everest and climbing up this huge mountain. No, Mount Rushmore. I don't. Maybe this is a Declaration of Independence or something. I don't know. Those guys are. I don't know who even is on Mount Rushmore. We got Washington, Lincoln, Roosevelt. Who's the fourth? Jefferson. Okay, I know ball.
You sure?
Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Oh,
Okay.
he didn't go.
That was a rant.
A little bit of a
Who
rant.
was on Mount Rushmore? Oh,
Little-
come on.
little
Get in.
history lesson.
Get in. 100% there.
Huge. Love that. Well done. I'm proud of you. After thinking
Thanks,
it was
man.
Mount Everest for some
Yeah,
reason.
well, okay. I had a brain fart for a second. Excuse me.
Okay. I didn't mean like that.
All right, so
Okay.
Mount
Let's
Rushmore,
move on.
I can explain this too quickly for
Yeah,
anybody
yeah.
who's living under a rock, literally and figuratively, because we're talking about rocks. Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore, of course. You like that?
Yeah.
You like that? Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, do you like those apples? And I just totally messed it up. But okay, Mount Rushmore. We're just gonna pick our 4 favorite Notre Dame athletes, not necessarily the best, just our favorite of all time. So 4 people that we would put on our Mount Rushmore of Notre Dame athletics. Self-explanatory. Dowens, I'm gonna give you the honors to start us off here.
Oh, you're on such a roll. I guess I'll steal your thunder a little bit.
No, let's do it.
All right.
And
so,
and why? Why?
and why? All right. We're gonna go with Mount Rushmore. Top 4. This is kind of in order,
Well, give
give or take. I'm gonna go with my first.
Are we doing one? Like you go, I go.
I say we go all 4.
Okay.
Give your explanations. You can ask whatever you want. I got my reasons.
Let's do it.
Number 1, a little bit of a controversial dude up here. Wasn't at
Oh,
the
no.
time.
Oh no.
Made me fall.
Jeffrey
in lo-
Epstein.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to a remote island.
yeah. Okay.
Pat Garrity.
No, close.
Oh,
It was close.
Okay.
Manti Te'o.
Oh,
This guy made me fall in love with the school.
yeah.
It's the reason why I watch Notre Dame football. As a fan, I was about 5 years old. You can find little David somewhere on the internet with his number 5 jersey,
I had it too. It
plastered in blue and gold. This guy was amazing.
was a beast, dude.
Because you always see the quarterbacks, you see the running back, you got all the guys that are like the star talent. When you go out there and are just the leader of a team as one of those defensive guys, that like rarely happens.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Donald was that for the Rams, but that was a defensive lineman. Manti Te'o flew on the field.
Yeah, he
did it all.
a beast, and he would intercept the ball too.
Right.
He was a difference maker. But
It was
He-
tragic to see what happened come Heisman time. But
did you watch the Netflix documentary on him?
I did. I was
because that
really
makes you feel
shocking.
bad for him.
It does. But before that, there was a lot of hate towards. I'm glad they finally got that out and got the full story. Got him.
Because that was also before social media was really a big thing. So how would he know? I do find it weird. Like, okay, man, you're at Notre Dame. Why would you date somebody online? But like, listen, it was just a different world back then, and I have to think about that and think about where he was at the time. And I feel very bad for him, and I'm glad he's found success now in the NFL. He had a great 8-year career, which somebody I had a big debate with him said that's not even a good career. And now he's at Netflix doing his thing and the NFL Network. So, anyways, David, continue.
No, he looks great. I think it's sad to say, and it's sad that like he still is a little on edge for that. Obviously, I mean, I would be, but he doesn't get to check social media all the time. They finally released the documentary, regardless of all the outside stuff. Probably the single best college football player I ever had my eyes to grace upon. So that's my take, a little hot take for the day. David Stos. I don't know. Manti Te'o, first on the list. Number 2 is a little bit off. It's definitely not even close to the best men's basketball player of all time. But this was right when I was getting into basketball. It was around COVID time. That's when I had a chance to really fall in love with the sport. And I've mentioned this before. Basketball, by far, my favorite sport.
Yeah.
Cormac Ryan. This is a guy that's up there. We made this list, not best players, not all-time players, our favorite players. And he's a guy that I kind of not grew up. I was already a grown. I had some hair on my chest, but I was ready to go. Yeah. Cormac Ryan, it was just exciting to see. It was exciting to see him finally go on a run, get this Irish team that really didn't do squat for a whole bunch of years, actually get into the tournament, make something happen. It was fun. It was a fun guy. So, yeah, number 2, Cormac Ryan. It's going to be good. So we got 2 so far. Number 3, I know you've mentioned this guy before a little bit, Jeremiah Love. I think it's undeniable that he is probably, I'd say he's the most exciting player coming into this draft. He might not be the best. He might not be the franchise player that everyone's looking for, but he's the most exciting. He's the X factor to any team, and he was that for Notre Dame. He was the leader of this team for the past 2 years. You saw what he did in all of his bowl games all the way up to the national championship run. Didn't have the same opportunity here, but him putting together, we kind of saw him go through the start of the year, have a really consistent start, and it was almost like he was ready on the second half to build a Heisman type profile. He started getting exciting plays. You got the hurdles,
just
the
back
spin moves,
to back every single game. You go to Arkansas, you look to his plays, even against Stanford in the game he got hurt. He still had some great runs there. Pitt, the first play he breaks loose against the number 1 rush defense in the country, and that was his favorite play of the season when I had asked him that question. So, yeah, tons of memorable moments for Jay Love, and I love that pick, David.
Yeah, another reason why he's on here, just a quick side note, is
well, I said I love that pick, and I looked at the camera. That was really late, but I said I love that pick.
We're gonna clip that. We're gonna get a little bit. Okay, yeah. Chris is winking at the camera. If there's anyone out there, Chris is a single man. I love the way Jeremiah Love gets out there and supports the school still. He posted a TikTok 2 days ago during the combine about, man, I wish I could wear this blue and gold uniform once again. Then he goes on today on a talk show and is like, he just went on this whole rant about how much he hates USC. Had no reason to do it, but I love it. I love that he still is tied to the school. He's not forgetting his roots. Remember that, because Notre Dame isn't always the most lovable school in terms of football. You got a lot of haters out there. He is representing
like the Cowboys, man.
Yeah, I would put him. I put him above Cormac Ryan. I put him up there with Manti Te'o for the team, the guys that just love Notre Dame football and will represent no matter how their NFL career goes. He could be MVP. He could be Mr. Nobody. He could still love Notre Dame through and through, and that's just impressive.
Yeah.
And then finally, another current player, Hannah Hidalgo. I think she is the most exciting women's basketball player I have ever seen. I think I'm going to put it simple as that. I saw her when it was the USC buzzer beater win that she got. I was there holding my little camera. I was running the cords and whatnot. And she just gets into it. I love that she gets so aggressive. She's fierce. Screaming at her teammates. She's poking at the ball. She reminds me of a type of Pat Bev type.
Yeah, she dives. This is what I've always loved about her. Her effort. She dives on the court. When your best player is also the one putting in the most effort, there's something really special about that.
It's so great. I mean, she is just one of the better players. Yeah, obviously in the league right now. I think she will go down as one of the most exciting college basketball players for women ever. Because I mean, she might not put up as much stats as Angel Reese or.
And she's darn close though.
She's up there. She's really, really up there.
With how many steals she has and how many points she scored, she's close.
She's got the Jose Alvarado method. Jose Alvarado, not the best NBA player, but you see him like.
But she's better, way better.
She never loses the play. She's never like tracking back. She's always up in your face. And I love that out of a basketball player.
She's the fastest ACC player ever to 2,000 points. She leads the country in steals. So, yeah, she's something else.
Hey, nothing to hate on. And there's stuff to even love about. So you got her. My final Mount Rushmore.
Wait. Was that 4?
That was 4. Went by quick, didn't it?
So that, okay. I thought you were going to say you were doing one more pick.
Oh,
like,
no,
that's not allowed.
no. Okay.
All right, wait. Repeat yourself. Sorry.
Come on, Chris. Cut me off.
Sorry.
Manti Te'o, Cormac Ryan, Jeremiah Love, and Hidalgo. It's a Mount Rushmore right there. Set it in stone. Might need a sculpture of this or whatever. I'd get one for my little.
Now, do you have an honorable mention? Just one?
That's tough. It really is. If I could go like historic, I guess like Joe Montana. I don't know. I'm happy with the people.
This guy wants history. You're gonna get history.
You got the 4 horsemen. Obviously, that could be your Mount Rushmore alone. But I like
the blue gray, October sky, 4 horsemen rode again.
Yeah, there's nothing to hate on. I was gonna make fun of you. I was like, wait, no, this is one of my favorite poems of all time. So it's a pretty good Mount Rushmore. I don't think it's the best Notre Dame players of all time. It's the people that I grew up watching, and it's a big reason why I'm happy I came to this school.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited for
What
this,
you got,
man.
Chris?
You want history? Well, you are talking to Notre Dame's very own sports history buff. A big reason I love Notre Dame is the reason I love Notre Dame is because of my grandfather. My grandfather, had the pleasure of growing up in the 40s and being a college student, eventually not at Notre Dame. He went to Seton Hall and he served in the military, but, he's a college student listening on the radio to this team as a young kid as well. And then throughout the entirety of his life, he loved Notre Dame. So, the archives that he had, some newspapers that he collected, because he was a collector of those things. That was one of his hobbies. I just grew up listening to all of these amazing stories and then researching on my own because I found them fascinating. So at my number 1, the 1947 Heisman winner, Johnny Lujack. And you're probably thinking, Chris, you're crazy. You've never met Johnny Lujack. You've never even watched him play, which partly true. I've only seen YouTube clips.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And, I haven't watched him play live, of course, but, I've seen small documentaries about him and researched about his life. And actually, it's my grandfather's favorite player. So I got in touch with the Lujack family when my grandfather was in the final years of his life, actually, and was able to get a letter on behalf of Johnny Lujack, who was the oldest living Heisman winner at the time, sent to myself, and then I handed it to my grandfather. So love that. Johnny Lujack and the Lujack family have a special place in my heart. Want to get down to Florida. They have a bar called Lujack's All-American Grill. So anyways, that's a long-winded story for my number 1. I apologize, but definitely
sidebar here.
Yeah, very much a sidebar, but Johnny Lujack's my number 1. He's also, quite literally one of the greatest Notre Dame players of all time. He won the Heisman, for crying out loud. He was here in the 40s, 42, 43, and then he goes to serve in the Navy during World War II. He comes back for 46, 47, I believe, and he wins the Heisman Trophy. Not too shabby, Johnny Lujack. Really captivating, very captivating. Now, Jeremiah Love is my number 2. Best player I've ever seen in a Notre Dame uniform, hands down. Te'o is up there, but I will say I was too young to fully appreciate it at the time. I love Notre Dame, don't get me wrong. I had the jersey, but Jeremiah Love is the most electric player. And then also to cover J Love throughout the past 2 years and have a chance to get to know him a little bit. Has been a whole lot of fun, and it adds a nice touch there. But to also be on the road at the Pitt game where he made that play, and then to go to Stanford and see that, and David, you're going to travel next year as well. Like, it really adds to the experience. And as a sophomore, it was just such a blessing to be able to do all of that. So Jay Love's my number 2 for rightful reasons there.
Real quick, Chris, I don't mean to take away from your top 4, but I wanted to ask, how was that Pitt? You got to go down to College Game Day and see the setup, right?
Yeah. So, College Game Day was cool, especially having kicked on it against Notre Dame, Indiana the year prior, just like my redemption arc. That was really cool, though, to see the guys up close. And, yeah, it's always a good time. And that was just a great game because there was a lot of talk about Pitt having the top rush defense in the country. And that's why I can't stand when people say Love didn't play anybody. This is a late in the season game, and Pitt's defense was stout. They're a top 25 team in the country.
There's a reason why Fred Brew is coming over to Notre Dame.
Facts. There's a reason why they're top 25 in the country, and that's because of their defense. And Jay Love ripped them to shreds. So, number 3, you want to talk about women's basketball.
Okay.
You want to talk about buzzer beaters. Can you see where I'm going here? Enrique Agumbawale.
That's a good one.
I remember sitting at a bar in South Carolina. My brother was on a college visit, and I went with him and my parents, and actually, I think all my family. So all 7 of us were there. And to see her back-to-back buzzer beaters, to win the Natty, her junior year was just electric. One of the top Notre Dame sporting moments of all time, and certainly in my life, it was just in terms of pure excitement. Arike Ogunbowale is also a 4-time WNBA All-Star. She has had a outstanding career professionally, which, just goes to show the caliber player she is.
Muffet was still here at the time.
Oh, yeah, Muffet. So Ivy's only been here for 4 years.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's Muffet and Arike. Gosh, back to back. Like, I don't think anybody's ever done that.
No, never.
To win the semifinal, or to win in the semis, and then to go, or the Final Four, should I say, and then go to the national championship and to win it on a buzzer beater. Like, that's every kid's dream.
Yeah, you set that in stone forever. She is a hero here at Notre Dame for a lot of young girls. I know my sister, I'm going to make that my honorable mention because in honor of my sister, Kate, over abroad in Spain. So adios, Kate.
Where does she go?
She goes to my high school, Marist, but she's on spring break, little study abroad action.
Nice.
So yeah, that was my sister's hero. My sister played basketball all the way up until 8th grade, 9th grade, I believe. And she based her entire game off of Arike Ogunbowale. That was the person she always looked up to. Whenever they'd come down to Georgia Tech, we'd go out and stand outside the bus and wait for them to come by and see Muffet and Arike come by. And that was her hero. So I'm going to make that my honorable mention, Chris. Phenomenal pick. I love that.
Appreciate it.
What's your
I really do. All right, I got a quote for my 4th.
Okay.
And you're going to have to guess.
Oh.
I've got to go, Rock. It's all right. I'm not afraid. Do you know? Thoughts? Sometime, Rock, when the team's up against it and the breaks are beating the boys, tell them to go in there with all they got and win just one for the Gipper. I don't know where I'll be then, Rock, but I'll know about it, and I'll be happy.
This guy, George Gipp, you're talking
Win about? One for the Gipper. George freaking Gipp.
Look at that.
There we go, Downs. That's my number 4. George Gipp, just a legend. Jeremiah Love before Jeremiah Love. I think Jeremiah Love has overtaken him as most talented Notre Dame football player of all time. But George Gipp, all the stories you read about this guy, in a time where players kind of had to do everything, George Gipp was the best at everything. You couldn't touch him. A Purdue player, Cecil Coley, said Gipp was the most evasive, yada, yada, yada. I can still remember looking around after he evaded me and seeing him going down the field, weaving, sidestepping, and twisting like a young colt that just got through an open gate. I love that. That's a good sentiment.
I like
right
a
there.
quote. I should have started with a quote. But George Gipp, you remember what you said last time? You're gonna name your dog Gipp.
I'm gonna name my dog Gipper.
Okay.
You ever go to Gipper? Is that a little fun?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Really good pizza.
Yeah, I haven't tried the pizza there.
Is that based off of him?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, Gippers, bro.
Wow. Okay. Well, the more you know, I guess.
Well, Gipp is a legend.
Should have put
a Notre Dame legend, because I don't know if you know the full story, but
No.
so pretty much George Gipp in a game against Northwestern was really sick. He's 25. He was a bit of a gambler. He's got a lot of he had a lot of color and personality to him.
Sounds like Michael Jordan-esque.
Yeah, actually, that's a great comp right there. But he was by far the best player in college football at the time. So he plays against Northwestern, pretty sick, and he's banged up. He has a shoulder injury as well. He wasn't going in at first, but the crowd saying, Gipp, Gipp, Gipp. Rock eventually puts him in. It was a close game, and Gipp just took over and won Notre Dame the game, despite being sick and very ill. And at the time, if you're ill, that's not good.
Especially back then. Like that was,
and it was freezing.
Was it deathly type? Oh, wow.
Okay, so he's freezing, right?
Yeah.
Bone-chilling wind. Like, imagine the weather that we walk in, right? And you're playing football in that in the 1920s. So he gets pneumonia. 3 weeks later, after that game, George Gipp was pronounced dead. And before he died, though, he's on his deathbed, and that's the quote to Rockne. And there's a movie about him, Newt Rockne, All-American. And in the movie, George Gipp is portrayed by Ronald Reagan, president, and that's when he said. Now, there's a lot of talk whether that's real or not, whether Gipp actually said that to Rock, because Rock was a master, public speaker and kind of motivator. So maybe Rock just said that to his team when they were really up against it to inspire them. But regardless of if it's true or not, George Gipp forever is a legend here at Notre Dame. In terms of my honorable mention, I don't mean to keep rambling on about this, but you can tell I love this Notre Dame history talk here. But Ian Book, I thought, going to two college football playoffs, Ian Book's the most underrated Notre Dame quarterback and player, in my opinion, of not of all time, but at least in recent memory. Chris Fink, who was one of his wide receivers, just a scrappy guy. Newt Rockne, Rocket Ismail, Rudy Rudiger, and then Hannah Hidalgo.
I love that.
Thank you.
Pretty good. Oh, wow. Holy honorable mentions.
I had a bunch because
this is the top 4.
I have my top 4. It's such a tough list, though. David.
You're gonna get these architects working on this mountain forever. You got all these little guys like down in the bottom row.
So we got Mount Rushmore, and then we also got Lil Bro Rushmore.
Yep.
I don't know how to phrase it. We got what would be the opposite? What would be a lesser Mount Rushmore?
Stone Mountain. Think it down in Georgia. Don't take it for granted. That's what they say. It was a horrible joke back in the day, and it still is now.
Don't
but
take it for granted.
That's always what I learned. Stone Mountain, if you don't know, it's a little round, like I just call it a mound. It's not even a mountain.
No presidents are on it.
There's no presidents. It's some like army leaders back
It's
in the
like
day of the Civil
pretty
War.
smart.
I don't
Wait, there's leaders from the South?
think it's some Confederate.
Dude,
I don't even know. I don't know.
Goins, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, hey, I'm not proclaiming it. I'm saying it's the closest thing you're
I
gonna
am
get.
not going there.
Yeah.
Oh man. On that happy
And
note,
I'm gonna write that down now.
Okay.
yeah, on that happy note, I think we should talk about the guy that we shared in our Mount Rushmores.
All right. Well, Chris, I'm pretty happy with that Mount Rushmore. We got a little more time, so we're gonna go to break. We're gonna go through this NFL Combine. Jeremiah Love, like you said, he was gonna be up there in the lottery picks, and then he just goes out there and he just ups his stock like a rocket. That 40 time was a sight to see. People are putting up against Bijan now, and you got the whole Irish crew, along with some other guys, just showing out finally at the Combine. We'll be back with it all here on the Daily Donuts, WVFI,
See ya.
the voice of the Fighting Irish.
You're listening to WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Tune into the Daily Doans every Monday and Thursday at 6. All the best sports content, all in one place.
Hey Irish, if you want to hear the news from campus this week, watch some exciting segments, or learn about this coming weekend's campus events, make sure to tune in to ND Sunrise, which airs every Friday morning at 9 a.m. on the NDTV YouTube channel.
Hey everybody, join us at Shamrock Sports after sunrise at 3:30 for everything you need to know about Notre Dame athletics. That's 3:30 right here on NDTV every week.
Catch up on all the news around Notre Dame hockey with the voice of the Irish. Tyler Reedy joins Jack Rinaldi and Ryan Murphy every Monday from 6 to 7, only on WVFI.
Like we always do at this time, I go for mine, I get to shine, and throw your hands up in the sky.
You're listening to the Daily Doans on WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish.
Well, we've been living the good life over here on Daily Owens, WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish, David Owens, Chris Daly here to wrap up your Monday afternoons, going into the night shift, but our time is almost over, and we got one little more topic to talk about, the NFL Combine. This is one thing that I always love to see. It's kind of like the Pro Bowl for NFL-ish, but it's really competitive. These guys have to prove themselves, so it's everyone trying on the 40-yard dashes, all the catching, all the little entertainments. It's fun to watch, but it also shows a lot about which players have the attributes that are needed for an NFL team. And a lot of people opted out of it previously. I know Ashton Genty last year didn't run the 40, and you saw him now. I mean, obviously had a lot to do with the O-line, but he didn't have that great of a season. You go out here now, Jeremiah Love having a 4.36 40-yard dash. And he's just looking phenomenal right now. He beat, I believe it was Saquon Barkley for a 40-yard dash time, if that says anything.
Well, here's what says something. This is the fastest running back class in Combine history, and Jeremiah Love stands at the top. It's the best of the best.
Demon. You love to see it. He is going out there. I know Xavier Worthy, wasn't he the guy that holds the record all the time?
Yeah.
He's like a 4.23 or something like that.
Yeah.
But Jeremiah Love, pretty darn close.
Listen, wide receivers are always, they're going to be a little leaner.
Yeah.
Love's got that muscle on him. So
Love's like a fullback type of player. He's not as much of a runner. He's got
freaking dude.
He's got some muscle. I mean, he's not even either the tallest player. He's a little bit taller than me. I see him walking around campus once in a while, especially at Chick-fil-A. Funny story. I remember it was mid-season. He was ordering his Chick-fil-A, and one of our sophomore buddies, just out of nowhere, we're just like, oh, look at Jeremiah Love. And he goes, that better be grilled chicken. and he hears us, and we're just like, "You got to go. You cannot stay."
Wait, did
here."
he say anything or no?
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, that's terrible,
Yeah, he was
man. That is
good.
terrible.
Yeah. So, yeah, but hopefully it primed him for the rest of the season because he looked pretty lean.
Yeah, he's lean, mean, running machine. Jadarian Price not too far behind as well with a 4.49. And listen, Price wasn't probably too happy, but the thing is, he didn't look like he had this perfect technique that he's just trying. He looks like he's running as he would in a game. So a lot of times a guy will run a 40 and that doesn't translate with pads.
No.
I think Price would translate with pads. He's a 4.49 type of guy. Price and Love were the best 1-2 punch in all of college football. And to think that Notre Dame could have 2 first-round running backs because Price has been moving up the draft boards as well. I mean, Love is a lock for the top 10 at this point. It's pretty cool.
That's actually a really good point. I didn't even think of that.
I think he'll be the third all-time, the third running back teammates to go in the first round.
Did you see the picture of Jajuan Sider, our running back coach right now, with the 2 Penn State dudes? You had Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, and then you also had Jay Love and Jadarian Price all together with him. That is a star coach. That is a guy that produces talent. Holy moly. I think that is one of the better 4 running back pictures in recent history.
Yeah.
They all come from the same guy.
Really crazy to even think about.
Yeah, but I do like that point, actually. I don't mean to go back on I don't mean to beat a dead horse or whatever, but I liked what you said about Jadarian Price not really running in a straight line because you saw the way Notre Dame had to utilize these guys in a game. It was never really an open gap because they were the prime targets for any defense. You see these guys on the field, it doesn't matter if they're passing or running. You got to keep your eyes on them at all times. And they never really had to run in a straight line. They was constantly weaving. You saw the way, especially in that Navy game when Jeremiah Love had to roll around 3 defenders just to stay on his feet. It never really translated
was on the floor and he broke off. And Love can also catch the ball too. I mean, the fact that he can be a receiver as well and be effective in the pass game makes him so much more attractive for a general manager. And Love is moving up the draft boards more than anybody. And you want to know why, David? It's because not enough people watch college football.
Oh.
I'm shocked by the amount of NFL fans who are strictly NFL fans. And a lot of college football fans are strictly CFB fans. I would say more college football fans, heavy, are also NFL fans, but the NFL diehards are not as, you know what I mean? They're not as big college football fans.
If you're, like I say, an Eagles fan, you'll watch another 7 games throughout the rest of the week just to keep up.
Yeah, so here's my point to that, though, is like people don't realize Jeremiah Love's run against Penn State that you alluded to earlier in your Mount Rushmore talk was against Abdul Carter, who went number 3 in the NFL draft to the New York Giants. Abdul Carter is a stud. And Jeremiah Love just shedded him off while injured, too.
He's a big boy.
While injured, Love shedded him off. So you get all of those moments and the run to the national championship. And then you get this season, you get all of these moments, highlight-worthy moments, like game after game. It goes to show it's not just like some fluke or some string of luck. I mean, it's talent. It's talent that surpasses that of every other player in the country. And people are finally watching the tape now. People are watching Jay Love every single touch. And they're like, damn, wow, how did we miss this guy? He's a freaking jack leprechaun.
He's got the muscle on him. I've been impressed so far. And like you said, a lot of people don't watch, and especially not even just or not even fans. It's scouts as well. These guys didn't look like they put in as much notes because the way he shot up the board so fast, it's like this is nothing really like new. I mean, it was great time, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. This is what he's been doing for the past 2 years.
It's interesting, too, because he was like number 10, maybe number 11. You're a running back. People see now how good he is. It's like, okay, we're talking generational running back. This is a guy that is being mocked to the Giants at 5. This is a guy that teams want to trade up for so the Chiefs don't get him. So Pat Mahomes doesn't get him.
I would love to see that. If Scatterbo can come back in time, Jay Love and Scatterbo.
As a Giants fan, I'm all for it. But
I love that.
Part of me, and listen, I want him on the Giants above anything. The second team I want him on is Chiefs style, only because I would like to see Jay Love on a winning football team.
Yeah, the Saints would never win, but I think that's a very likely place for him to go as well.
Yeah.
3 teams that need him within the top 10. I don't see him ever hitting double digits in this draft.
No. You could see somebody even trading up to get him.
It was unfortunate to see, but this kind of happened with Kyle Hamilton last year. The combine matters a lot more than people think. Exemptions are weird because you don't know how to handle a guy like Genty. But when Kyle Hamilton didn't have a great combine, he fell to 14th. He was guaranteed a top 10 pick and then just stuff happens.
Yeah, you got to watch the tape. I mean, I watched tape on Kyle Hamilton. I mean, watched him play, and listen, he was injured for the later half of his last year in the Bend, but he had a play against Florida State where he crossed literally one end of the field to the other, like one set of numbers to the other. I believe it was an interception. It was the craziest play I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, it is interesting. You see guys with small arms right now. Who is it? The Miami guy, Ruben Baines, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He has small arms. So there was a play where Love kind of got around him, and people were like, "Well, maybe he would have gotten him if he had longer arms," but he obviously doesn't.
Got someone trying to barge in the door. Holy cow!
Yeah, just
all right,
no manners.
Seniors are making their storm in. But while we still got a little more time, the rest of the team, Malachi Fields had a 4.61. Billy Shrouth wasn't able to do it, and then Eli Raridon a 4.62. Emil Wagner with a 5.01, and then finally,
boy.
Okay.
All right, Tyler, where is Jeremiah Love landing in the NFL draft? That's the question.
The 9th overall pick to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, of course.
I hear that.
Well, thanks for turning off the mic, Tyler.
All right.
I hear that, and I raise you 4th overall to the Tennessee Titans.
Wow.
I'll hang up and listen.
That's bold. 4th for a running back. He is generational.
Thank you, Jack Rinaldi.
I'm feeling the New York Giants.
I like it.
Little Love, Scattaboo action.
So you want his career to just go and die?
Yeah, I believe.
That's a pretty rude thing to wish on him.
Tyler, believe the Giants are on the up, man.
What? Tyler,
you see this jacket? Tyler, at the beginning of the show, David always asks me what's been bothering you lately, and today was about your jacket.
A jacket?
Yeah. I want a parka.
You're not a part of an athletic team.
Well, it's Tyler. I mean, listen, Tyler.
Okay.
Tyler,
Do that.
Tyler, who's cheering for you on senior night, man? You didn't even hear me up in the booth. But
Yeah, because you
a
weren't loud
parka.
enough.
Okay. As if you're. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. I just would love a parka. Maybe I'm just jealous.
Well,
Sorry.
I don't know.
I am.
I don't know what
Yeah,
to
yeah.
tell you.
I am. They look cozy. How cozy are they?
Maybe
You can
be the next voice of Notre Dame hockey, and they'll maybe give you a parka.
Maybe FIM should start.
see, I
giving
was
them
saying
out
this.
for
I
the
voted for
broadcasters.
graphics for athletics. It's sitting there in a corner, nice and folded up. It could basically have
That's
David
rugby.
written all over, and it's just
Yeah.
sitting there collecting dust. And I'm like, do I need to just take it and run or?
What about rugby? I could call a 12-hour
Rugby?
shift at Stinson Rugby
That's not
Field.
varsity.
It's not a varsity sport.
Well, they still wear parkas. It says
Oh, do
rugby
they?
on it. Yeah, they do.
yeah, but they
Oh.
those themselves.
Okay. It's because Santi's got one.
They don't give
Yeah,
those-
Santiago,
Yeah, yeah.
videographer for rugby.
Interesting. All right, guys. Question of the day now for all of you sports nerds here. Why was the NFL 40-yard dash even? Why did it become a thing? Do you know? Why is it 40 yards? Why is it not 100? Why is it not 30? Why is it 40?
Was it? Did it have something to do with like the availability of how much space they had to run at the time?
Not quite.
Okay.
No. Paul Brown estimated that on average, a punt travels from foot to a receiver's hands about 40 yards in about 4.5 seconds. So it's a punt gunner drill. So it was for special teams, actually. And they just stuck with it when they opened the combine. And I'm going to write this is why we run the 40, though. Special teams make special teams.
Paul Brown, who
How old is the combine anyway?
Looks like
So-
when we opened the combine in 1982, we made these kids run the 40. Standardized
whose
test.
team used to have their stadium named after Paul Brown?
I do know this. The Browns. No, not the Browns. The Bengals.
Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Now it's Paycor.
Yeah. It's a terrible looking stadium.
What are we gonna name
So-
this studio?
They have the
Is this gonna be
the
like
Escalooser.
Daily Doan's double studio presented by Home Depot or something?
Let's get
Yeah,
it.
on Five for Fighting Irish today, the thing was it was a sponsorship themed show. So we're on this let's get ad reads and sponsorships for everything kick.
Mark Quattroni with the Daily Doan's double.
Well, we got
Tune in for the Daily Donuts.
Murphy's ice cream.
Ryan
That's
Murphy
the
here.
question of the day. Hey, there you go.
We haven't been there in a minute.
It's
Ryan
closed right
Murphy.
now
For what?
for water damage.
Oh, for crying out loud.
So they're just
Yeah.
gonna be. They're
I
not-
did clog the toilet like 2 weeks.
We've had water problems in the studio. We're still running fine. What's their deal?
I heard a word on the street, and I guess I shouldn't be saying this to you, but I mean, I'm sure you
Just go
two
for
know
it.
from one of our great directors. I heard this a few months ago that we had a squatter in the second floor earlier this year.
Wait, what?
We had a
Oh yeah.
situation.
Murphy, you
Well,
wanna talk about that?
real ones remember when we had the squatter in the WVFI studio that was discovered the day of the NIU game when you and I were calling it, and Pete came into the booth, and I don't know if you remember. There was a lot going on that day, and that was your first like Notre Dame football game, so you might have been taking in some other things. But one of the things I remember from that day was the squatter that got caught in the studio, and they were wondering about like someone was living here or sleeping. Someone the NIU thing, I think someone was just sleeping here and they didn't know how they got in here.
It's just a snooze.
The squatter does ring a bell. I don't know
This
exactly
for
what that
two
means.
different people.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
you said it happened
gosh.
earlier this year, David.
What was that?
You said it happened earlier this year.
No, I was just saying he's taking a snooze. It happened in Duncan. I mean,
Yeah, that might have been. It might have been last year.
Oh,
cold
it
out there.
just occurred to me that the Daily is his actual name.
I do think, by the way, senior year, if I don't become an
gonna be
RA and I want free room and board, I do think I could find a way to live on campus somewhere and take showers at the Smith Center upstairs and get by for the entire year. I just don't know where I would leave my clothes. Really?
Yeah.
That's the most
I didn't know that.
thing you've ever said. That is
Do you have experience?
of all the Rudy stuff you've ever said. That's the most Rudy thing you've ever said.
I would be happy to try this out just for like a week, make it a good YouTube video or something.
You know what? I actually did see this coming.
To college without living in a room.
There's so many. You know where you go? You go to the
Could make a
NDTV
YouTube
studio.
video.
I could go behind the curtains. I could put a little air mattress in there every night, blow it up, and I would sleep in there.
Would you drink your own urine like Bear Grylls?
I would drink water from the Smith Center water fountains. I would.
I mean,
I would have to buy one of the
thank you, Tyler.
meal.
I was just well, that's basically the water in D-Bart. Like you're right there. I mean,
Close enough.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You would have to buy a meal plan.
I would. Charlie Morris style. He lives off campus. I see him at the dining halls quite a bit.
Where would you
So-
guys live on campus if you had to live not in a dorm but in a building? What's your place?
Probably here. I mean, this place got everything.
It's pretty solid. I don't know. I feel like
I live in like the 9th floor of Corbett.
yeah, a little niche spot. I don't hate that. Tyler, you look like you're.
Are you
in
saying like
dot.
right now, if I had the access,
You
I
got
have right
one
now,
place to say your key card.
He's gonna
doesn't
say
work.
Compton.
I could pull off Compton.
100%.
Like if I slept from like
Yeah, with a
11 to 5 every night, yeah, I
little
could pull it
parka,
off.
Where would you
nice and
be?
cozy,
I'll
everything.
be just there.
Well, here's another thing that not many people know is sometimes when I really want to study in a cool spot, I'll go to the Joyce because the doors are always open,
That's true.
and I'll walk right into the basketball. I'll walk into Purcell and I'll just go to the nosebleeds and
Got anything?
nope. When I see people coming though, I will leave just because I get nervous. But I'm smart about it.
Yeah, that's where my office is. You just go right
I'm
up.
gonna
there.
have to do that.
It's a cool site, you know. Send pictures to buddies back home, but yeah, that's enough for the day, David.
Well, we might see Chris squatting around campus, but that's
Senior
about it.
year.
Hey, seniors, I appreciate it. Thank you for topping the night off for the rest. Like your favorite show, you said.
Favorite show on WVFI.
Pretty sure that's what you said. That's what you said. Hey, I'm just.
Do we have
good
He
journalism.
took a Fight for Fighting Irish quote out of context there, I think.
He's
How about
learning
that?
well. He's learning well in that regard.
All right. Well, we learned a lot today. We learned a little bit about the rest of winter sports. Got some tournament style play coming in. It's going to do it here for the seniors. We learned a little bit about the Mount Rushmore, and then we learned a little bit about the NFL Combine. Thank you for sticking around to the Daily Doans here on WVFI. The voice of the
See ya.
Fighting Irish, David Owens, Chris Daly, coming back at you Thursday at 6. We got some exciting stuff coming, so be sure to tune in.
Oh, baby, I feel so.
You're listening to WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. Tune into the Daily Doans every Monday and Thursday at 6. All the best sports content, all in one place.